Okay, at the count of 1, 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. This video is going to be special because it's not only the unboxing of my graduation box that I'll be covering in this video. So I just graduated from the Schulich School of Business from the Master of Management program, but I will also be revealing my experience living in Canada since the past 1 year, and in that I will talk about my struggles here, be it landing that part-time job, and also when COVID happened, how my life changed, and then finding an accommodation in the beginning. That was a difficult task in itself. And I'll also be talking about the key lessons that I've learned, whether it be from living alone in an entirely new country and being independent, or be it the knowledge that the Schulich School of Business has given me. And I'll also tell you what I have done with that knowledge and what are my future plans. So make sure that you watch the video till the very end. And also I've made it super convenient for you because I have put timestamps so that it becomes easier. And now let's get started and unbox my graduation box. Welcome to Bani Abroad, and if you're new to this channel, then I make content on studying and settling abroad, which will give you an edge. So make sure that you don't miss hitting that subscribe button right now. Now let's open my graduation box. This is the box. This looks so pretty. And let's see now what is exactly inside this box. Oh, then there's this Schulich mask. I'll just wear this and show it to you. Let's put this on. So they have sent a mask with Schulich's name and logo. That's good. I don't know when the time would come when we would no longer need a mask. Until then, this is fine. And one more thing, when I'm coming from outside or going somewhere, then this mask is really handy. Not only in terms of protecting myself from COVID, but also it shields me from the cold. And coming to the next thing here. So this is the graduation cap. Let's wear this. Oh, wow. This is nice. Should I keep wearing this? Okay, I will. And then there's this door opener in times of COVID. We can do these many things with this holder. So this is a touch tool. Quite innovative. It's good. And is there anything else? I thought that there would be other things also. Okay. So there is one York University alumni pin. So that's another thing that I got. What else? Please let there be something exciting. Oh, we have this Schulich pin as well. So that's nice. The most interesting thing that I found till now is the cap. That's why I'm wearing it. And this is a booklet with York Convocation. So not too excited about this. It's okay, I'll read this later. Now it's the time to open the degree. I hope I'm wearing this at the right angle. I don't know. Okay, so this contains my degree. Let's open this. Yay! So this is my degree. My parents wanted to come for the convocation, but the convocation didn't happen. But they have told us that when there will be a next convocation, they'll invite us as well. So I will make sure that I attend it. I did not have my convocation for the undergrad either because I've studied from Punjab University, and the trend there is that the convocation happens 1 year down the line, and 1 year down the line I was here, and on top of that it was COVID. So even if I did want to go to India, I could not have gone, and that convocation also got cancelled. So for me, no convocation, but maybe next year. So yay, I'm showing this again. So, and I passed it with distinction, so that's good as well. Okay, so this was it. That's nice of them to send all these goodies, but I would have liked it if they would have sent a food voucher or maybe food itself. I love food. Now I should put it inside until I frame it. I don't want this one to get dirty. Oh, this is the watermark. This is an authentic degree wall. Okay, let's do that thing. That should be easy. See? Ow! Wow! I don't know if you guys were able to see this, but now my room is a mess because there are papers lying all over. But yeah, that 1 millisecond was worth the excitement, and I do dig these things, so this is good. Okay, before telling about the journey, I want to do this again. Let's see the papers that I have. I find happiness in small things, and this is one of the small things that I would definitely find happiness in. Let's see. Okay, at the count of 1, 3, 2, 1. Oh wow! This was nice, yeah. This really added to the excitement. I'm a kid inside, so yeah. Now about my journey here in Canada alone. I did not have any close friends or any close relatives here. I was on my own and I did everything on my own. For the first 1 month, I did stay at my dad's friend's place. So that was one support, but other than that, I did not have anything. So I had to find a home all by myself, and I did cry once because I really wanted to settle down, as in they were telling me that you can stay here and whenever you find your place then you can go, but I wanted stability because I had to organize everything around the place that I would eventually live in, the part-time job and the commute. So I wanted that I get settled in as soon as possible. One day I went to see a house and I did not have anyone else to go along with me because it was like the first few days here, and I thought that, oh, if I had been in India, even in my undergrad, I didn't live at my home because I was studying in Chandigarh and my home is in Amritsar. But I thought to myself that there would have been so many friends that would have said, oh, Bani will go with you, or okay, let's hunt this together. But here I did not have anyone, and then I went to see a place and I didn't like it, and I was like, oh, this process, because it was not just about the home, it was also about finding the transportation system here, which I think I would never like in Canada, because you have to see the route and then wait for the bus and then go. And finally I got this on-campus housing, and I really wanted to get a place on campus because that would save me money and time. So on campus was my first preference and I did get it. And after that I started searching for a part-time job on campus itself, and I thought that okay, everything would be good in the sense that I wouldn't have to go through the transportation hassles to get to either my B school or my job. So luckily I got a job on campus and everything was going good. I was really thankful for that, and I'm like, oh wow, this is so good. But then COVID happened and the store shut down, so I got laid off because of COVID, and the store was on campus, so it made no sense because there were no people who were coming to their store to buy anything. So they shut it down, and then my advantage of having a job on campus, that I would have no commute. But yeah, I did not give up. I searched for part-time jobs, and initially when COVID just struck, I was very apprehensive. I did not go outside. I stayed inside my room. Some people would call it paranoid, but I didn't want to take a risk, so I stayed inside. And when eventually things started getting better here in Canada, I thought that okay, now is the time that I should start looking for another part-time job. So here in Canada, the thing is that there are proper seasons for hiring, like August, September, they hire a lot. So if you are coming for the September intake, then as soon as you land, start searching for the jobs because it's the time that they hire people. and January also, because everything slows down in November, December, and when people come back after vacation and eventually resume business in January, then also there's a demand for people. So September, August and January. But I was finding a job in COVID, and I was finding it in a weird season where there's not much demand. And I remember my friend and I used to go to downtown Toronto, and we went to Vaughan Mills. So these are the places that are nearby which would have a higher chance of people getting hired, and we went there. So we had an interview and the employer liked us, but then there was this restriction that we were on our study permit and he wanted people who could work 40 hours a week, but we couldn't being on study permits. And we were like, oh, something just happened, but then there's this problem again. And then it was the time that I should also start applying for a full-time job. And one time I was like, oh, this is taking a toll on me, in the sense that I have that full-time job also that's important that I should start applying in, because it takes around 3 to 6 months to land that as well. So I was like, I'm not going to focus on part-time. But then again, I did want to do that because I didn't want to ask my parents for more money. So I wanted to make sure that I take care of the monthly expenses on my own. So we didn't stop hunting for a part-time job, and eventually my friend and I both got one at different places, but yeah, we did get it. And the moral of the story is that persistence will always pay off, and don't lose hope. Here in Canada, it takes time to land whether a full-time job or a part-time job. Some people do get it within one day, and that's fabulous for them. But if you are not getting it, that's fine. It depends on the time of the year, the availability at the store, the stores nearby your region. So there are a lot of factors, so don't lose hope and keep trying. When you keep trying, you will find a job. Now, what did I learn during my 1 year here? So what Schulich has taught me, I would say not Schulich, but any degree, being alone in another country, that has taught me to be independent, cook my own food, do my own laundry, pay my own bills. So that's also really empowering. And multitasking, I would say that I did a lot of multitasking in undergrad itself. I was involved in a lot of extracurriculars. I was actively involved with an NGO, Make a Difference. So I did a lot of things during my undergrad also, because I was clear from the start itself that I want to go abroad and study. So I made sure that I have all the right things in my profile. I wouldn't say that some things were just for the sake of having a good profile so that I can get admitted to the top big school in Canada, but it was just exploring myself, that I wanted to know that what actually I wanted to do, because some people are very clear that, oh, even in 10th or plus 2 they are clear that I want to do this particular thing and this particular domain, and wow, how do they do that? But I wasn't sure about this, so I made it a point that whatever opportunities I get, I should explore them, so that I know that, okay, this is the thing that I really enjoy doing, and this is the thing that I would probably not do and would let another person do it for me. And now about this degree. So I chose Master of Management because I always had this in my mind that I want to start my own venture someday. I did not know what, when, how. I just knew that I want to try my hand at it. That's why I chose this Master of Management program, and also this gives provision that after you have completed 2 years of work experience, you can come back for an accelerated MBA, which you can complete in just 8 months. I don't know if I'll do it. It all depends on what the future holds, and if there is a need for it, I'll do it. If there's not, I won't. But having an option open is good. So the knowledge that I've gained from this degree, and also from watching videos on YouTube, a lot of free content is available there as well. So I did start my venture, not only one but 2 ventures. One is that I became a YouTuber. I never would have imagined that I would be a YouTuber someday, but it just happened. So yeah, life is beautiful. You do things which you wouldn't even have thought of that you would do. And I started one another venture, which is my own consulting service, study abroad consulting service. So in this, I help people who want to study abroad like me, and I help them in the application process, writing their SOP and the LORs, the resume. So basically everything that is entailed in the application. And I started this because I know that the process is so confusing. You are super stressed because it's not just about the application, it's about the entire process. First, choosing the program, choosing the universities, and then seeing which country do you want to go to. And after that, you give your competitive exams and you think that, oh, so relieved, now everything would be a cakewalk, but it isn't. And you want to ensure that you put your best foot forward, but then there's loads of other things that you are doing. You're managing your college or you are managing your job, and there's not much time and the deadline is approaching. And even if there is a lot of time, but this is such a confusing phase, and it's always good to have the opinion of an expert who has already passed through it. So that's why I started this. So yeah, this has been a great journey, and managing everything, managing my YouTube channel, managing my 1 year intensive course. So much of management is a 1 year degree, and everything is crammed in that 1 year. So the deliverables are not stretched over a 2 year span, but each week you have something to deliver and you have something to work on. So that, and apart from that, I also cook on my own, so that also takes time. And managing everything, this has been a wonderful experience. I've lived in a hostel earlier, so those were my 4 years in Chandigarh at Punjab University. But there was this convenience of India. There was this convenience that you had auto rickshaws, you had cabs, cheap cabs, and you could go anywhere without any hassle. And then in my hostel I had my mess, so I did not need to cook food, but here I have to do basically everything. So yeah, this was about my experience, and let me know in the comment box if you would like to know more about any particular thing about my life. Thank you for being a part of my virtual family, and thank you all of you for being a part of my journey and for celebrating this occasion together. And I feel overwhelmed by the response that I get, whether it's the love that you send me through the comments on YouTube or you message me on Instagram. So that's really humbling, and I seriously want to say thank you all of you for so much positivity, so much love, and I will be sharing more experiences with you. So stay tuned on the channel, and also if you want little snippets of my life on Instagram as well, you can follow me on Bani Abroad. And I will come again soon with my next video. So until then, stay happy and take care. Bye.